Hey everyone, it's Naomi. How's it going? It's been a while again. I guess today I want to talk about sort of an August reading wrap-up, but mainly what I'm currently reading, which is this amazing book right here. This is the first thing I've been able to read in a really long time that is not for work, that is not for Unicorn Crate, and is not an ARC. So I'm just really enjoying this. But first, I guess I'll talk about a couple of the ARCs that I've read lately. Basically, all I've had time for is reading advanced reader copies to read ahead for Unicorn Crate and try to plan crates ahead of time. I plan the crates around 3 months ahead of time. And so I'm actually now starting to read 2018 advanced reader copies to start planning out January, February, March. Which seems absolutely crazy because it's not even September yet, and I'm about to announce the October theme for the crate on Instagram in like a week. Stay tuned for that if you're interested. But yeah, it's just been a crazy blur lately. My life, so many changes are going on. Most of you probably don't know that I'm going through a separation, a divorce. And so all that is happening along with this new startup that I'm running, and yeah, there's just not been a lot of time for pleasure reading, but I'm making this happen because I've been wanting to read this forever, and I'm so glad that I am. So blah blah blah, babbling. This was or is a book coming out in September. I did not choose this for the crates, so kind of a spoilery as a non-spoiler. It was really, really good, but it just wasn't the one that I chose to create a theme around for one of the months. But I would highly recommend this, Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. I was hoping for more dragons in this book. There is a lot about dragons in it, but not in the way that I wanted. I wanted to see more interaction with dragons. Most of this takes place in a prison where the main character is held up there, and she deals with anxiety, which I think is very underrepresented in books, especially YA, all books. And as someone who has also struggled with anxiety, it kind of actually gave me anxiety a little bit here and there. I mean, not that bad. And I think that it was really amazing to see a character deal with the type of anxiety that she does while she's in this prison. And I think we're gonna see more of the dragons and the interaction with them in the second book. This was sort of the setup for everything. There was a lot of kind of world building, but also like more political world building in this book. And I don't want to give too much away, but I really loved how rich it was. There's many layers in this book, and what else can I say about it? It's coming out soon. Go get it. I would recommend it. It is from Catherine Teagan Books. That is the imprint from HarperCollins. I think these ones are all coming out in October. Yeah, these ones are all October releases. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them yet. I'll just very briefly mention Forest of a Thousand Lanterns. This is a retelling, but a really loosely retold retelling of The Evil Queen, and I loved it. It was... some parts were a little hard to get through, but then others were really magnificent, and I think nothing quite like this has ever been done that I've seen. I would definitely recommend it if you love retellings and if you like dark fantasy and if you're interested in the villain and how one becomes the villain, like the kind of the premise and the prequel, the becoming of the villain, I guess I would say. Let's see, I also read Grey Wolf Island. This was a really fun, I wouldn't call, it's kind of fantasy, it's not fantasy in the way that you'd normally think of fantasy. I mean, it took place in like modern day Maine, I think, and this is all about treasure hunting. That's all I'm going to say about it. It was quick, it was enjoyable, a good late summer read, although it's coming out in October for everyone else. But yeah, if you... Okay, my camera completely died. I don't want to have to re-talk about the 3 books that I just went through. And they're not coming out till October anyway. So I'm just going to skip over that and talk about what I'm currently reading. And one of them is finally A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I pre-ordered this way long time ago and it arrived on my doorstep the day it came out in May, and I still haven't read it because I got so busy, and I look at it on my shelf all the time and I'm like, I'll get to you. I'll get to you. And I finally have. So I'm only about 40 pages in. I literally just started this, and I honestly am probably not going to get through it very quickly because I am so busy and working, 70-hour weeks on this new business, and also spending like 10 hours a week searching for places to live. A lot going on. So most of the time though, in my spare time for just my personal pleasure reading, I have been working on getting through the Sword of Shannara. I just started this a week ago and I'm about 275 pages in. I'm loving it so far. Like something like this normally, if I was half this busy, I would have already finished this already and been on to the next one, but it's okay. I am just excited that I'm reading it at all. This one, it gives me serious Lord of the Rings vibes, and I can't believe that I've never read this until now. I'm about to turn 32, and I am just now reading this, but better late than never, right? So obviously, at the top it says The Master of Modern Fantasy, Terry Brooks. This is the first... Hi, Luke. This is the first book by Terry Brooks that I've ever read, so it's about time, and I can tell that I'm just going to go from this one right on into the next one in this trilogy. The Sword of Shannara is book 1 in the Shannara trilogy, and book 2, The Elfstones of Shannara, is the next one, and then I'm looking at my shelf, The Wisdom of Shannara. No, sorry, The Wish Song of Shannara. I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, so I don't know how many of you have seen the series that I think was on... Did MTV do that series? I don't know. I watched it last fall and I loved it, and that's what actually made me look up these books. Where this one starts, this one follows Shay Olmsford, which is kind of like the generation before when the TV series starts, which is following Will Olmsford, which I believe is his son. So this is like prehistory of kind of the storyline that I've already seen a glimpse of, and it's really interesting, and there's so many awesome details in his writing, and I kind of miss that after reading so much young adult fantasy lately. Like that's basically all I've been reading until this, and I realized that, I mean, this isn't true of all authors. Some of them have amazing, gorgeous details, like or Shani Chakshi, for example. Very beautiful writing, but this is different. This is more Tolkien style of like, what exactly the trails look like and all the terrain that they go through and what they eat and what they wear, and it might sound a little boring, but I don't find it boring at all the way it's done in this book, and I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm on the adventure with them, I'm there for it, I'm ready, and it's just, one of those epic fantasies where you're getting used to the world being built around you in your mind, and it's the type of thing that I want to write, and it's amazing. And this book smells really good. I smell it every time I read it. So weird. Yeah, so that's what I'm currently reading for fun, and I would love to know if you have read this and what you think, and if there are any other recommendations similar to this that you would have as a recommendation for me after I get through these ones. I know there are actually a lot in this, set in this world. He's written several different like sub-series, yeah, in this world. I'm babbling. Let me know what you guys are reading lately. Would love to know. I'd love to reconnect with all of you bookish people. It's, it's crazy. I'm working on like a bookish business now, a book subscription box, but I feel like I just haven't had any time to actually like do my own reading or connect with bookish people, like not for business, like for fun, here on YouTube. So I will try to make videos here and there, even if it's only like once a month, just to stay part of this booktube community, because I love it. Oh, and can we talk about NaNoWriMo is like right around the corner and I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna have the time? But I really want to partake in it again, so we'll see what happens. Alright, that's all for today. I will talk to you guys soon, even if it is a month from now, and I hope you're all having a fantastic end of your summer. Talk to you soon. Bye!